Hello and welcome one and all to another episode of In Aegon's Name. I'm your host, the Forgotten Prince, and we have another amazing episode for you today. Opening scene, we finally see Driftmark and a first look at Corlys as he looks distraught, grieving from the loss of his wife. First his daughter, then son and partner. The power he craved is now sitting in front of him, but he had to sacrifice everyone to gain it. We also see Rhaenyra grieving alone at Dragonstone. We finally get the scene from the trailers, and we hear the common folk being scared of being cursed, shouting, "Abomination!" shouting, "The gods will have you answer for this." Criston Cole is confused why the common people seem upset after a victory, not understanding the true sin of kin-slaying. We then move to Alicent and Aemond. Alicent looks at Aemond as if she knows, while he stares out at the dragon he's slayed. She walks away to go see her injured son. Alicent and Aemond share no words, no looks, no touch, just an airy, uncomfortable presence. We seemingly see Aegon being carried in, but it's just his sword as he's already laying in bed, barely alive, clinging to life, half burnt. Alicent can't stomach to look at him. The armor burned into his skin, bones broken. All question if he will survive the night. We then go back to the Black's council. Rhaenyra is being questioned by her advisors for not having a cock, for losing her best and most capable fighter in the heat of war. She wisely and smoothly puts them back in their place. However, the council quickly gets out of order once more. Not wanting to risk the Queen, yet feeling as if there's no other choice, she targets Maidenpool and Crackclaw Point, but some disagree, and discord erupts. We switch to an angered Jace being confronted by Baela, asking where he plans to go. Jace desperately wants to be of use while everyone around him dies. He targets Daemon's insurgency as his venting punching bag until he sees the Twin Towers and forms his own plan, separate from his mother, the Queen, attempting to get his grey beards of the North in the battle much faster than intended. We switch scenes to Daemon on Caraxes, threatening the Brackens to bend the knee to him, not the Queen, or be devoured by his dragon and have their family burned. The Brackens reject, but for once, Daemon doesn't burn them. Daemon does like to burn. However, he needs them alive. So he sends Ben Blackwood off on some secret mission to get the Brackens to pledge their fields and banners to him. We move to the Eyrie, where Rhaenyra's choice to send baby dragons is not going over well with the Lady of Arryn. She's upset at the size and quality of the dragons she's received. This transitions to Rhaenyra speaking to the White Worm. She's frustrated that her council don't take heed of her words. They speak around her, lock her up like a prized bird. She wonders if they're right to do so because of her gender, but the White Worm reassures her. We move to Rhaenyra consoling Baela. They share stories of Rhaenys' fierceness, a fierceness Baela has inherited. Rhaenyra requests that Baela ask her father to return as her Hand of the Queen. We find out that Daemon had William Blackwood kidnap women and children of House Bracken to persuade the Brackens to raise their banners for Daemon. The Council of the Greens sits, and at first they talk about the injuries of Aegon II. It's most likely he will not make it, and even if he does, while he sleeps, someone else must take over. They begin to speak about the next in line to rule in the King's Wait. Alicent pleads her cause, but the Council of Cocks turns against her. Only the Maester speaks for Alicent. Other than that, it's a unanimous decision. The new king shall be Aemond. In naming him ruler, he immediately takes action as Alicent sinks into the mistakes she's made, feeling like the little girl who had no say or power once again. Hugh Hammer and his wife attempt to leave with their sick child. The payment promised by the king hasn't arrived and most likely never will. Alicent blames Criston for her son's death, as she can't handle the fact she just as much played a hand in the boy's cruel fate. We switch the scene to the Twin Towers, where Jace attempts to convince the Freys. They threaten Jace politely, and the young man returns the favor. Jace brokers an arrangement, one he might not be able to keep, but is made nonetheless. Protection from Vhagar and Harrenhal in return. The Freys bend the knee, send out bannermen to fight for the Queen and secure passage for his grey beards. The witch, Alice Rivers, in a calm manner, lets Daemon know she knows what he's done. She pries and pries, seeking the truth, and Daemon confesses. He doesn't truly believe in Rhaenyra's claim. He seeks the throne for himself. Corlys, haunted by the emptiness of his hall, sits by the sea. Baela comes to comfort him, which angers him as if he hadn't given enough, or as if it comes as a consolation prize. Rhaenyra, as she continues to make boss moves, moves Sir Alfred to Harrenhal to recall Daemon, removing her most adverse advisor and finding out the intentions of Daemon. Though it comes to her with distress to do so, she still does so gracefully. Daemon in Harrenhal arises to an audience of Brackens at the hour of the wolf, upset at Daemon and the Blackwood's treachery. Atrocities were committed by the Blackwoods hosting Daemon's banners. Harrenhal continues to interfere with Daemon's thinking as he sees Rhaenyra asking of the well-being of their children, and the Brackens leave with poison in their hearts. As resolves harden, we pan to Aemond, the one-eyed, staring at the throne that's soon to be his. As quiet as a mouse, Rhaenyra sneaks up on him and he's caught off guard, standing on the side he is blinded. She only says one thing: was it worth the price? As we see Aegon barely breathing, in great pain, Alicent leaves as one word whispers out of Aegon's burnt lips: "Mummy." Back at Dragonstone, Prince Jace returns. In the company of her mother, there is a cumbersome feeling. Where Alicent wouldn't address it and allow hurt feelings to fester, Rhaenyra explains her feelings, as does Jace. This gives them a stronger bond and a strengthened sense of duty. When Jace comes up with the idea of sending requests to dragon seeds, which in the books was suggested by Rhaenyra herself, they come together to formulate a nuclear threat. That was the episode recap on House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 5. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe.